she's colored like it, she's rocking with it, she's built with it. Neera is asexual and you cannot change my mind. Hi-ho, it's me again! Did you miss me? So, Freedom Planet 2 has been out for nearly 2 years, got a console release too, and I'd like to ask you a question. A very simple question. Who do you think has the least amount of players playing them? Huh?
Stay
Vylet?
classy.
Carol?
Nice.
Mila?
Oh,
Neera?
joy.
Hey, fun fact! Did you know that more people got the true ending achievement rather than finish the game as Neera? Funny! I wonder why! I wonder why that is, nerds! Is it because of Neera's mechanics? Is it because of her character? Her frame data? Her whack-ass hitboxes? Is it because of Neera herself? It's a mystery to me as to why Neera isn't played more, and I could try to make up all kinds of reasons and stretch the logic more and more, but I don't think I'll get an answer. At least, not a clear enough answer, that is. I can certainly say that Neera as a character from the jump in FP1 wasn't the most fun person to be around. I mean, she was a narc. How could she be fun to be around? All she wanted to do was be a good guard and make me question why fighting her with Mila was so whack. However, Neera was given the chance to be a playable character here in Freedom Planet 2, and I will say, I now have Neera brain rot. They did her justice, and I'm going to give you that for free. But this isn't the place to talk about her within the story. I've already got long-ass videos for you to watch about that. This is the place to tell you on what Neera is, what she does, what she can do, and how you can play her, because I think Neera is cool, and she deserves more than a small collective of players. Devoted you lot of already established Neera players are, I'd imagine, but this is an amazing game. Every character should get some semblance of love here. Here's where I'm gonna turn you into a Neera player, or at the very least get you interested in what she's got going on mechanically. There's a surprising amount of stuff going on with her. The ice calls all who beckon it, and to you, future Ice Wielder, I bestow upon you justice, an unyielding will, and a cry to the heavens. A hope for a blessing for the unending anger within to be brought forth! Alright, let's get down to business. Neera is an exceedingly aggressive character who has lacking tools in comparison to her younger coworkers. That doesn't stop her from doing her job, though, just as well as them. Bitch is in her 20s, she ain't gonna let some teenagers show her up. She comes packed with a double jump, a healthy amount of directional attacks, both normal and special, and most of all, an install. Let's walk you down the normals real quick. Neera has a simple stab, and for 2 of her attacks, she needs to do the stab first. Reason why? Because she has a neutral hold or a forward hold, and both yield different results. We'll call the neutral hold Spear Shot. Spear Shot is relatively unremarkable, but it has its uses out in the field. Not for me though. I'm cracked up on 30 different substances of meter refunds, combos, and damage. Spear Shot works as the name implies. You shoot with your spear. Now, the key thing about this is that you can jump in the air and move while shooting, so you're not entirely immobile while you do it. You can also do a crouch shot that you will never do, but you can. And you can also jump cancel it, so there's that, I guess. It's cool, it's funny.
I will begin the head transplant immediately.
Now for the thing you're really holding the button down for. The spear thrust! This thing not only can be done on the ground, but it can be done in the air too. And it's the main thing you're going to be doing in order to gain speed as Neera. You can use it to fly, you can use it to do combos, you can even use it to play a mean-ass punish game because it rivals the damage of another attack I'll mention real soon. Now, there's a caveat to doing this move. You're able to directionally influence where Neera is going in a sense, while using this normal in the air. This is the tricky part of her kit, because this is what can net you crazy damage if you know how to work it. When you're flying in the air and doing air spear thrust, what you're gonna want to do while you're locked in for the move is to kind of wiggle around a bit. That sounds like bullshit, but that's how you can effectively curb your momentum and just park your floating ass wherever you want to be, or just straight up turn around. This normal has a lot of practical use in combos and in stage use, but it requires a bit of finessing and enduring with Neera along with a very wiggly playstyle. Speaking of combos, the Spear Twirl. This is the normal you use when you want to get shit started, because it's not only a fast enough normal that doesn't need an entire normal to get the one that you want, it's also got some pretty funny properties. Thing is with Twirl is that it's a move that can allow you to float. Are you seeing a pattern here? Spear Twirl will allow you to float and give you some height while using it in the air. On the ground, it's just a good button to use considering it's actually kind of fast and big. But the combos it starts are what allow you to really reel in that damage. You can use this button to stall in the air, to lean into another button, or you could use it to save yourself to do a jump cancel. This is a versatile button that will get a lot of love from you in a fight. Outside of fights, it's selective. You might just accidentally throw yourself into space or just go nowhere. Regardless, you're also going to be walking that D-pad or your keyboard back and forth in order to align yourself to do a spear thrust or the fucking slam! Spear slam is the rawest, slowest, and heavier hitting of the buttons you got. It hits hard. It has a big old disjoint, and it has some mean-ass startup that you can't jump cancel until the move is done. This is your committal smash button. Neera also makes some very angry noises, and it makes my brain happy. Alright, specials. We got a couple of them, and they also got their own uses. So let's run them down. Ice Lasso, or as I'll call it, Ice Rang, is what she hit you with an FP1, and it behaves as it does there, too. You shoot it, you freeze shit. And you make big old blocks that you can use for either securing a hit or speedrunning cheese that I cannot do. Ice NATO is a fuckbox of shit where it can not only create some hefty vertical damage, but it can also carry you up in the air. There's a nick to this, because sometimes this move can straight up kill any momentum that you'd be using to fling yourself to see the Magister and his beautiful face and his luscious locks. God damn, he's pretty! Holy shit, what the fuck were you guys on when you made him? Oh my god, he's pretty. So if you're ever in a situation where you're getting flung and it's not because of you, and instead something else, like a spring or something, just don't use it, you'll go nowhere. It's also helpful to either add some extra height to your jumps or course correct when it's necessary. Now for something that's completely niche in use. Ice mirrors. You set them down, they reflect projectiles, you can bounce on them, they're unremarkable. Okay, so now that I've laid the groundwork for you, let me introduce to you the real meat of what makes this character fun.
Break the silence, regain yourself. We're losing you, we're losing you. Chase the closing, retain yourself. We're losing you, we're losing you. Follow the guidance and save yourself. It's deceiving you, it's killing you.
This is that good shit. This is that power-hungry shit. I'm installed as fuck right now. I got meter refund on my shit. I'm fast as fuck. My damage clean. My strength's true. Don't play with me. I am a demon born through the cold grip of hell. Clear the route. Spare your blood. All is nothing. You are unsafe, and rage born again shall walk the lands. I'm nice with it. Ha ha! This shit ain't nothing to me, you stupid piece of shit. This is where Neera's entire kit goes from pretty alright to straight up fucking intoxicating. Your movement and specials don't change, but that's not it. The speed of your attacks change. Now I know you're hearing that, and you're thinking about doing Spear Slam, and I get that. It's a faster hitting and chunkier normal now, and it feels like die! Move! But one step at a time there, homie. There's a whole nick to install, and that it's tied to a full bar of meter. When it comes to meter usage for Neera, her specials consume the entire bar. The only way to recharge is to either grab crystals or hit something. Now, when you dodge and have a full bar of meter, you automatically go into install. Now, you'd think that'd be a bad thing. Losing control of something that's seemingly precious and accidentally or intentionally dodging mid-stage sounds bad. Well, not entirely. See, there are practical uses of install outside of bosses, which I'll get to, but here's the deal. Since your attacks are faster, that means the force behind spear thrust is made even better. So if you've lost a sizable chunk of momentum and speed, pop the install and just get right the fuck back in there. Still, be mindful of your surroundings. In combat with install, it's all about learning how to maximize your use since you're on a timer. Actually, let me give you a visual like this in order to help you out a little better. Neera is Order Soul from Guilty Gear, and here's why. Both of these characters have a resource exclusive to them, and both require good knowledge of how to make the most out of it. For Order Soul, it's learning how to either store up the resources and try to balance out doing combos and retaining levels in order to be a consistent and menacing presence, because seeing this
Out of my way! Out of my way! Out of my
is
way!
terrifying.
I will not yield! We will not bow down to traitor! You're pathetic. We're not finished here! Traitor!
Not a
Just
chance.
warming up. You're pathetic. We're not finished here! We're not finished here! I'm just warming up.
Now, the main reason I bring up Order Soul is this visual. When you're looking at this here after I use the special, what is your brain telling you? If it's telling you to lay in and get the fuck in, that's what I'm looking to see. Because Neera's flow is exactly like that. You pop install, your meter is draining, stop dawdling, get moving, pick up that spear, and get to grinding against metal and flesh. Give in, give in, give in, give in to those base instincts and narrow those eyes. Hunt! Because every attack you do in this state outside of spear shot refunds you meter, and each attack gives some semblance of meter, but some more than others. Despite what I say about the level of refund each attack gives, don't get it twisted. They've all got their uses. Now, Spear Twirl gives the least amount of meter back, Spear Thrust gives a decent chunk of meter back, especially in the air, and obviously Spear Slam gives the most collective amount of meter back out of her entire kit. Now that I said that, I will mention that Neera becomes a character where her health is just as much of a resource as the very meter you're spending. Because here's a fun fact for you. While Neera is doing her attacks, regardless of state, she has armor, and she will not flinch. She'll take damage, but she won't flinch from getting hit. This character will literally give her life in order to ensure her flow is kept. Her life has a price, and she will pay it with your blood, your legion, and the very pavement your people walked on. You motherfuckers knew what you were doing when you made this character. You clever little devs. I love that. This is great. This character's cool. This character's fucking sick. This is where combos and routing becomes integral to Neera's gameplay, because this is where you need to ensure that you can keep your install. This is all about prolonging the state. This is about jamming your spear deep inside, breaking whatever you can, and never letting go. If you hit something, it doesn't even matter if you do damage. You just need to hit the moves in order to gain the meter. So even if it's doing no damage, it's a good idea to stick to them and ensure that you can lay into them when they're next vulnerable. If you blew the install, that's all good. You still got a chance to get back into it. Long as you did some damage, it's an install well spent. Don't sweat the small shit. Just keep moving and keep fighting. Optimization comes with practice, and with practice comes results. Never stop trying. Alright, I know I've gone on a tangent with anger and violence, but truth be told, Neera really is a character that is subtly rough. I mean that in the sense that she's not immediately like, oh, I'm fucking shit at this character, like Mila is. Does this feeling even exist for Lilac or Carol? Thing is with Neera and her flow is that there's gonna be a lot of small things that'll add up, because I've had a few runs with Neera where I did not have a good time. Her hitboxes and integral moves can and will whiff, because her hitboxes aren't as big as you'd like them to be. Momentum is king for Neera, but it's something that can be lost in the blink of an eye and kill any sneaky routes you were planning. She has special rules to her kit, like with Ice NATO. Learning to speedrun with Neera feels like you're about to send your ass back to the mid-2010s and watching footage back and forth in order to think about grinding with this character. I still can't do Green Route Skip in Ancestral Forge because I'm bad at video games I love. Neera is overall a complicated character and can easily get clipped if you're not careful or if you're just straight up bad. But here's what I've tried doing by the end of my run. Outside of finally trying potions for the first time, ignore the timer. Let the mistakes hit you. Get back to the run. Don't let the loss of momentum bother you. Dropped an install? You'll get it back. Keep running. Threw yourself into a wall and lost the speed? Roll with the punches. Keep moving. Having a hard time hitting things because our hitboxes are scrunked? Grit your teeth and get through it. Feel like you got a shit time? Not until that playthrough is done, you didn't. Struggling to do combos because Neera rocking the pad or keyboard feels weird? It is, but you'll adjust. Endure and keep trying. You'll get it down eventually. Lost your home and your way in the world you thought was just fine? You did. It has. But you can reclaim that peace. Fight for it! You above all else are a fighter. No matter who you are out there, what you are, what you want, you have been chosen to represent a fighter who will grit her teeth and stick it through to the end. You can do the same. You can be just as fierce as the panda you've chosen to be. Stand up. Your new battle begins now. And it's time to take up the spear and show the world how strong you can really be.
I smell the rot of humanity.
They're not dead. They want you understand? They want you as a host. Get away.